tell me more about the range of devices. So we've established that you're taking this human sound, these different frequency, these different chants, whatever it may be, with this resonance and other sounds as well, and creating this in a digital format that's lossless, that's very unique and special. But then the delivery system, as you mentioned, could be a few different types of ways of doing it. So
Right.
can you go kind of through the line of offerings that HUSO has?
For sure. Yeah, we have a professional system which actually has a way to test a patient. So you can do electrodermal screening
Yep.
on an acupuncture point on the hand. You can give a segment of a tone to a patient, and you can, or a client, individual. You can see if they're stressing, weakening, or balancing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're changing a lot too. Our frequency is changing. So
Yep.
you're not just like, oh, this is my frequency, this is who I am. I think your basal frequency, who you are, is who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But things are changing. Certain things are going to resonate with you at certain times, and others are going to change. So you can actually customize a program. So we would take about three tones is specifically what we do that will balance an individual at that point, put them together in a customized program. And then they can run on it for, say, 10 minutes to 30 minutes. That's really the ideal.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of, practitioners, even from like hypnotherapists, that will have relaxation resistant patients. So we're not doing anything with hypnotherapy, but what we're doing is shifting a patient to a parasympathetic state where then they respond better to hypnotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
Or say, a patient goes into do float therapy, but they're kind of resistant to that as well. We can, basically just ease that parasympathetic state. In fact, if you can get someone into a parasympathetic state, it's like they're going to be receptive to almost any modality. It's going to, yeah. So it's just that, okay, relax, but this is really comes to a key to where we are, I think, as a society right now. We're so stressed all the time. I mean, we have 24-hour news cycles. We have, we're the conflict in the Middle East is right in our living room. We're how do you solve it? You're barraged with all these problems that are very difficult to solve, but you can't really as an individual do that. So it's this stress and anxiety that comes. And so how do you kind of basically just de-stress yourself? How do you take that time out to reset?
Yeah.
And I think that's, I think meditation's great at that. I've seen great studies in meditation and been part of clinical trials with mindful meditation, but it can take 20 years to master those types of principles.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas sound and frequency, with HUSO, you can actually, plug in, take that 10 to 30 minutes and it's a complete reset. Which is pretty amazing, and will shift you. You can feel that shift, and we can see that when we're looking at heart rate variability, looking at different blood pressure, all kinds of things. You can actually see that shift happening. So it's really great. So we had that professional system, and then we developed shortly after that a home system. So it's a smaller unit that has 16 programs. It does have wires, the home unit. So it has wrist and ankle bands. So you have to kind of take a spot. We do have, the first unit was not portable. The second unit was, because we had track athletes that were using it, all kinds of athletes. So that's another application of our product is for athletes that are getting stressed. So that was kind of a big driver to have a portable system that people could take with them. They could also travel with it. But it still had the wires, and the wires are, people say, hey, it's, this is really 1999, what's we want?
People everybody don't like wires, but I mean, it's still the most efficient way to do something. Like, CCTV is still the way to do it over your Ring cameras that go in and out all the time and everything. So
right.
I know the knock on wires, but I also know the power of wires too.
It is, and that's, it minimizes EMFs.
That's right.
All kinds of things that wires do, which is really with the lossless sound that we're doing, we can really transmit all that information. And but we did have we listen to our users. We have a really strong user group, over 60,000 out there now, and so they will say, we'll get feedback. We'll get the the HUSO, the Facebook page. We'll get, hey, I'd love this, but I want the wires. Can you just So we spent about 2 years developing a system. We call it HUSO on the Go. This is our third and our latest product, where we have actually a wireless app that can be used. We still recommend you using the wired headphones of your either Android or iOS Apple phone. And we have basically through low energy Bluetooth, we can transmit that oscillating waveform to the sensor. So we can pair 4 sensors to that app, and we call it HUSO on the go. We've designed it so that it could, well, it took us about 2 years to do this. We had to get 2 additional patents because, we are ancient medicine, but we're, going through the modern, electronic circuit boards, all kinds of, digital reality, and we're definitely most powerful in analog, but we've got to figure out how to do that digitally. It's like a square peg in a round hole, but we're yeah.
I'm sure it's not easy, and that's what you often need patents for. You got to protect things.